Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 14 of season 3 of Where's That Bar Cart? I am one of your hosts, Nick Dury. Alongside me is
Gina Louise Phillips.
And I'm Daryl Purvis.
Just an incredible guest that we've been wanting to have on for a long time. This is a long gestating guest that Daryl's been working on for a while. It's Hugh. Burrill is on the podcast this week. Super excited to have Hugh on. You know him from City TV, from covering the Leafs. Now he's an ambassador with Golf Town and doing super cool stuff with them. And so we're very excited to have Hugh on.
Yeah, let's get traditional media people on so we can talk about,
God.
We would love
the takeover.
Yeah,
the takeover. I want to talk about the changes of the industry and, what it's like suddenly being on a podcast.
Have you considered your own podcast about the broadcasting industry?
Yeah.
No. I use this podcast for that.
Yeah.
Is that not what this is about?
You remember 3 weeks ago when she was ghosting us?
I know. It's called What's That Bar Cart? That's Gina's podcast.
We're missing Monty.
We're missing Monty.
Monty died.
He didn't. Daryl and I performed the same actions as Monty today. We went to a Jays game in the afternoon, and Monty decided he was already going to be too drunk to be on this podcast. So he's not on.
We'll tell you the full story. We booked this episode, and Monty's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm just too busy to go," not knowing that he was going to the Jays game with me and Nick.
With us,
because there were about 8 of us going, and he didn't know Nick and I were part of the 8. And
that's
so
so funny.
That's
so funny.
This is why you're too busy, eh? But the reason he's too busy is because he's going to continue drinking. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight, so he's going to continue drinking to that. So,
so it may be a good thing, maybe a good.
But decision. You know what? Traditional broadcasting, he'd be here.
Sure. Yes.
It's true. Back in the day, in my day, in traditional broadcasting, we would not get drunk until the very last hit of the day.
Wow.
Then you might at that point,
But I'm
until
pretty
the 18th
sure
episode.
The classic sports broadcasters like Harry Carey had no problem getting drunk all day long.
Yeah, that's true. Underneath the desk.
Yeah, for sure.
But Hugh is he's the host of a new podcast called Come Out and Play. That's a Golf Town podcast. You should listen to that in addition to listening to this. Gina, we got to play golf together, which was amazing. You, me, Monty, and the lovely Jeff got to play together. It was incredible. We had a great round.
It was so fun. I played terribly and I had a real emotional roller coaster. But at the end of the day, I quit golf.
Yeah.
And I went I'm not dealing with this thing anymore, whatever this is, this game, this sport, whatever you want to call it. I don't want anything to do with it. However, I am playing tomorrow in the RBC Scramble with some important people. So I'm gonna I now process my terrible round. I'm gonna go early and I'm gonna practice.
Wash it
right?
off.
And it's maybe I got it out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way. Yeah.
And I think when you talk about traditional broadcasting, you would probably get us some good guests tomorrow.
Wow.
We need some guests, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The funny thing is, even Monty's like, we're a little behind in guests, eh? We're a little like, what are you even talking about right now? You've never gotten us a guest.
No.
I am playing with James Duthie of TSN. So
Duffy. Try and call him Duffy before you ask him.
Did I say Duthie? I did.
You sound like douchey,
which is weird.
That's so weird.
Well, you know what?
I've had too much wine.
Like your golf game last weekend, Gina, get it out of your system and call him the right name.
What is wrong with me lately?
But huge golfer, and hockey season's almost over. He's a week and a half away from having nothing to do for 4 months. So he'd be a great season ender guest because I think we're getting close. I have no idea.
We are, 14. Got 4 more episodes to go.
We did take 2 weeks off because everybody was traveling. So,
I mean, who's to say? Anyway,
you asked James Duthie if he's available.
I cannot believe I just said that. It sounds douchey, which is
I know.
Makes it even worse.
We'll fix that in post.
Yeah, in post. Yeah, we'll get whoever works on post
to fix that.
Post. Here's us and Hugh Burrill.
Enjoy.
What is the green in the background of your picture right now?
This thing, I stole this out of somebody's office.
Good, excellent. Starting with the larceny.
Yes, to fake a golf background, because I'm just in. Our offices are kind of like we're on the 9th floor here at Weston and 7, and there's like golf art all over the place. And I figure, it's just in somebody's office, not doing anything. I might as well take it, right? It's like they're not here, so they're not looking at it right now. So I don't know. Please don't ask me what course it is. I have no idea.
Perfect. Yeah.
Just
finders keepers.
Exactly. Just another place I wouldn't be allowed on. So
yeah, it looks like number 2 at Dentonia.
Sure. Yeah. Number 3 at Humber Valley. You know, like the 80-yard little par 3 there.
Hugh, we're in the first day of June. So the golf season has been kicking around for about 4 weeks, I guess. How often have you been on the actual course playing rounds?
Let's see. In Canada, I've only played twice. And my last round, actually, I matched my best ever score. I shot an 81.
Oh, wow.
Shot an 81 nice. At a
awesome.
Course called Lowville. I'm very happy about that.
Oh, I played Lowville. That's a great course.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Up the hill on the first hole.
Yep. The par 5 there. Yeah. And the best part about it is I played with the same ball the whole round. So I think that's only like the second time in my life.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Even though if I can get as many golf balls as I want from Golf Town, it's still nice to play with just the one ball. Yeah.
My buddy Tim at Lowville, and I'll always remember this, is a par 5 that runs along the first hole.
Yep.
I don't know which, maybe like 7 or 6 or 7. My buddy Tim crushed a drive, but he hit it right on the cart path.
Okay.
And it just bounced on that cart path perfectly. It was about 400 yards.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Yes. And best drive I've ever seen in my life.
That never happens to me though. Like I hit one on the cart path. It bounces like 50 yards into the woods, never to be seen again. So that's great. It's great that works out for some people.
That's an extra 50 yards of distance. So pretty good.
Exactly. Looks good for the stats. Yeah. So I've only played twice in Canada, but I've been lucky enough to play a few times in the States, just on like vendor trips that we go on, or product trips, that kind of thing. So a lot of golf down in the Carlsbad area. I've been in California 4 times this year, and every time it's been cold, wet, and rainy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been the opposite of golf weather. So yeah. But hey, whatever. Bad day in California still.
Whatever.
Good, right?
Yeah, sure. And sorry, Hugh, where did you grow up? Like, I want to get into your golf history, how you got into the game.
I was born and raised in the Ottawa Valley. I was born in
you were?
Yeah, a little place called Pembroke. And
I know Pembroke.
Dear God. Enough of the Ottawa Valley. Is that we just book in Ottawa Valley,
it's the
guys?
It's the Paris of the Ottawa Valley.
It really is.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah, high asthma rates. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so I lived there till I was like 21 or so, but then I moved down to Toronto I went to school, then I moved to Toronto for work when I was 24, and I've been here ever since, like it or not. So
was school like broadcast? Like, was that always goal?
I took broadcast journalism at Canada College in North Bay, back when they still had the broadcast journalism program there. It's not there anymore. I promise I had nothing to do with that. I don't know what happened to it, but I think we had a graduating class of 7.
Nice.
Two of us were still working in broadcasting after about 5 years, and then So you know how it is. Broadcasting's a pretty tough industry, but I managed to squeeze out 30 years of it. So
wow, incredible.
Yeah. Long time media guy.
Yeah, like Gina, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's just it's cutthroat. It's it is what it is, right?
Gina squeezed out 30 years. She started at 3.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's still going.
Hey, I started when I was 18.
Oh, really?
I'm 35 now.
Wow.
So it has been a while. I've been around, as they say.
I
don't know.
Is that what you want to say about yourself? Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't say it.
That's what the walls in the bathroom say.
It's tough. It's tough industry. It's getting younger. It's getting cheaper. I don't know if it's getting better, but it sure is getting younger and cheaper. That's for sure.
Well, and brands are getting more involved more
Yeah.
than ever before, calling themselves media outlets. And you're kind of like, well, I guess content is media and
Yeah.
media is content. I'm so confused. Yeah. Tell me about your journey with that, like traditional journalism versus working for, say, Golf Town. Like
it was, well, I've been at Golf Town now for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July. So I I switched careers and we bought our very first property all in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
I always say I recommend switching careers and buying property, just not in the same 2 week stretch. It was I had a full head of hair before that happened. But it was the job originally at Golf Town was supposed to be something completely different. It was supposed to be a communications job. And the more that I started speaking with the executives here and all the way up to the president, it kind of morphed into something different, much different than what it started out to be. And they had always wanted a broadcaster kind of in this role, but the role wasn't defined. So they were gracious enough to kind of let me define what the role is.
Wow.
I'm not sure I've really defined the role quite yet. It's only been 2 years, but when people ask me what I do, I say basically it's the same thing as what I was doing in television and radio. Now it's just for a retail business. So it's the same, but at the same time, it's also very different too. I mean, you have concerns in this job that you didn't have before in traditional broadcasting. You've got to be very, aware of the vendors and aware of, saying something kind of offside that will alienate somebody and,
Sure.
hey, knock wood, so far so good. We'll see how the rest
Until
of this podcast goes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
45 minutes left to go.
Okay, let me just start the timer. Just one word answers from now on. How about that? No, but it's been great. It's been an adjustment for sure. I mean, I was 30 years doing something one way.
Yeah.
And now you kind of change it up. But I work with a great group of people, and they allow me to be me still, which was very important. I would not have taken the job if I had to, be somebody else that I'm not, because I'm just not capable. I'm not talented enough to be somebody else. So yeah, it's been great. It's real learning experience too. I mean, I've learned so much just about the golf industry. I before I started, I used to, see all the golf ads, for new driver, new this, new that. And I'd be like, kind of roll my eyes and go, yeah, okay, sure. What was wrong with the one you had last year? But until you talk to these engineers from these major companies and you realize all of the work and the research and the blood, sweat, and tears that go into creating these clubs year after year after year, you realize, yeah, there is a difference between this year's club and the club that came out 2 years ago. They're right. Really, and if you really want to see the difference, take a brand new club now and compare it to one that's 10 years old. Night and day, what the technology will allow you to do. And the end goal of all of that technology is just to get people to come out and play. I mean, that's kind of our mission statement here, is to get people to come out and play. And part of that is just, trying the new equipment. It will allow you to enjoy the game so much more than maybe you have up until this point.
But has it gone too far now where it's almost like the clubs make it too easy, do you think?
Well,
I don't want you to lose your job by answering
No, like too easy. I don't know. Have you guys ever played?
You know what I mean? Like
easy?
Too easy?
But no, that's not what I mean. But I mean, like, I have a friend who doesn't hit the ball very far, but new clubs is added an extra 30 yards to his drives. And I'm like, that's pure club.
Okay.
That's not you changing your swing.
Is he breaking par?
Oh God, no.
Well, there you go. So I mean, it's not easier. It's
definitely easier. I mean, when you're starting out 110 yards from the green as opposed to 140, that's a whole different club.
This is true. Is it making it easier? I guess in a way, it's making it, how about we put it this way? It's making it easier for you to enjoy the game. because we all know golf is such a frustrating game. Like it can just
wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. No, you always hit them pure, right? All the time, right on the button. Yep.
I throw them pure.
Yeah, exactly. Pure Purvis is what we call them.
Because there, you guys know there are times where you want to helicopter your club into the forest, and because the game is so you or you'll hit like I do this all the time. Hit a great drive, beautiful, right down the middle of the fairway, and then chunk the next shot or thin it over the green or something. It's like, oh man. But that's the beauty about golf too, is you're never going to quote unquote get golf.
Yeah.
You're never going to perfect your golf game. You're always chasing that. And there's always the thing is there's always a couple of shots every round that make you want to come back. And that's true. And that's why we keep coming back to this crazy, frustrating game.
Yeah, it's so true. I have so many questions to ask you, Hugh, but like one of the things that you mentioned that struck me is getting more people into the game and being with ambassador with Golf Town now. In 2020, there were literal lineups outside of golf towns because so many people were into the game because it was the only thing we could do. And like, how has the pandemic and like now that we're 3 years sort of into the pandemic sort of impacted that getting people into the game? Because it felt like it really crested in 2020 and went down a little bit in 2021 and maybe in 2022. And I'm not sure where we're at in 2023 now, but
I mean, I guess there are a lot of people out there waiting for the big correction. But I think what happened during the pandemic is if you played golf, you loved it, and you were going you couldn't wait. You were champing at the bit to get out there on the course. If you didn't play golf, well, there was really not much else you could do at that time. So maybe if you didn't play, you looked into golf. I'd try this weird golf game. And what happened was a lot of people discovered golf for the very first time, and they realized, it's difficult. It's frustrating at times, but it's also great to be out there with your friends, just banging the ball around and telling the same jokes and listening to music or whatever. They discovered this whole other thing, this amazing thing. So that grew the game. And what I think happened is a lot of those people have stuck with it. You know, yes, there are people who've tried it, and now that the COVID is behind us, hopefully, maybe they're not going to play as much golf. They're going to go away for the long weekend, or they're going to vacation, or they're going to do other things. But I think enough people discovered the game and have really fallen in love with the game that it's going to continue to grow the game. And one of we're always talking about growing the game. One of the best ways to do that, I think, is having more women and more young girls play the game. And I think out of any other sector of society, I think maybe that's the sector that discovered the game the most, is women and young girls, or maybe new Canadians as well. You can put that in there, but they're really fueling the growth of this game. And I hope it does nothing but continue, because it's good for the game at the end of the day if we get more women and young girls playing.
And for the longest time, I think a lot of the golf world was trying to keep them away, and now it's insane that's I mean, it's only better for everybody,
of course,
right?
I mean, is golf perfect? Nope. A lot of issues with golf, and a lot of issues remain to this day. It's still seen in some circles as kind of elitist in a way, and in some ways it is, but it's so much more than that. I mean, when's the last time you guys were on the course and you saw young kids out there, or teenagers picking up the game, and they got the shirt untucked and maybe the hat's backward and everything.
Right.
That's great. We don't want golf to be stuffy. I mean, there are courses, there are places for that type of approach, but I want most of the courses to be just fun. More and more courses are putting music on the driving range now. You hear that a lot. And I love that. That's great, because it's supposed to be fun, right? At the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. It's like the more things they can do to increase the fun factor, the better off everybody's going to be. And that's good, not only for people who play the game, but it's good. It's good for us at Golf Town. It's good for all golf retailers. It's good for the vendors. It's good for everybody.
That's great. What I want to kind of get into your history. So back in Pembroke, did you play golf as a kid? Like, when did you start playing?
No. Okay. I used to live right near the railway tracks. I grew up in a tiny little place called Chalk River.
Nice.
It's home of Atomic Energy of Canada. They did a lot of nuclear research there. They have a nuclear research station there. But I grew up literally right beside the tracks. I'm still trying to figure out if it was the good side or the wrong side. Probably the wrong side of the tracks. But we never had a golf course or anything like that. But my friend had an old set of just beater golf clubs. So what we would do, because this was back before the days of PS5s and stuff, we had to create our own fun. So we would just like take a couple of balls and a club, and we each go. It was like a shipping yard where they'd turn the trains around. So it was quite wide. So each of us would go to each side of it, and we'd hit golf balls at each other, try to hit each other. That's what we did for fun. I never claimed that we were smart kids. I just we just made our own fun. But no, I never played a quote serious game of golf probably until I was mid-20s.
Wow.
Yeah, holy. I know. I still remember my very first round. It was with this guy because he had moved to Kincardine to work for Hydro.
Were you guys still hitting balls at each other in the round?
Not on purpose this time. Okay. Not on purpose. But there's a little place near Kincardine called Tiverton, and I played my very first round of golf at the Tiverton Golf Club, and I think I shot 126 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was an auspicious start to Hugh Burrill's golf career, and then I kind of just went away from the game for a while. I went to school, I started working in Toronto and everything, and my brother-in-law played, and he kind of got me back into it, and it was pretty ugly for a couple of years, but and back then I didn't know the first thing about golf clubs. I remember going to a secondhand golf store on the Queensway. I live in Etobicoke, so it was on the Queensway. It's called Swinging Around Again. I don't know if it's long since closed, but
I think they're a sponsor. They might be
Swinging Around Again. But I remember buying a set of Titleist Acushnet irons. And I didn't know this till a couple of years ago when I just started thinking back, and I looked them up. They were blades. Like the head of the club was about this big. Basically the worst possible clubs I could use as a starting golfer. It was just terrible. Right. I wonder why I shot 126 when I first started. But and so speaking of technology, yes, get into the right set of clubs for you, especially if you're starting out. So, and then I just, working in the media, you do a lot of charity tournaments and stuff. And those, despite the 6.5 hour rounds, they're a lot of fun. You go out there and you start talking to people and let's go play golf, that kind of thing. So it just kind of morphed from there. And, if I can get out, 20, 25 times a summer, which seems like a lot, but it's not really. If I can get out that many times, I'm happy.
Sure.
Again, I'm just banging it around.
But a couple 81s, that's pretty good. So did you are these lessons induced, or are these just like you hard at work on a range kind of thing?
Why would I take a lesson? That would just screw everything. No, never had a lesson. Wow. I think I'm stubborn. No, I can work this out on my own. I got this. No, I don't know. It's, like I love the game and I love playing, but I don't know if I'm disciplined enough to put in the work with lessons to get, to shoot 74, 75, it's just too much work. I'm pretty lazy at the end of the day. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's good. We asked this question of Gina when she was a guest on the podcast, but working in the industry now for the last couple of years, do you feel pressure to be good at it, to actually perform?
Gina, that's the big misconception, isn't it? That if you work in the golf industry, you must be a scratch golfer.
Right? Which is so weird. It's not like they ask NBA commentators if they're good at basketball.
True. Yeah,
I was covering the Leafs. No one ever asked me if I was a great hockey player. But that is the misconception. And I think you'll find that a lot of people who work in the golf industry, a lot of them don't play because they're too busy working. Or if they do play, they treat it just as, just a fun thing to do. A although we do, that being said, we do have a lot of people on staff here who are really good, like plus handicap kind of thing. So, but no, I'm not a good golfer or claim to be. I can get a couple of lucky drives every once in a while. I can drain a 30-foot putt, every once in a while. And I dress a good game. I like to think that I dress a good game, which is,
I love it.
Yeah. Jerry Rice said, if you look good, you'll play good. And I got the first part of that down, but the second part, no. So, yeah.
Where do you stand on bucket hats?
I love them. Well, the head like this. Yes, absolutely.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. You get the coverage all the way around.
Yeah. Oh, I've had so many of those half moon sunburns on the back of my head, or you wear, because it's a snapback, or if it's not a snapback, you get like the half full look in the back of your head with this, with this melon. It's a good look. It really is. Yeah. So now I'm out there, it was SPF about 85 and a bucket hat, and
love it. It's great. I mean, I don't want to get into the benefits of your job, but you kind of alluded to it. Do you have access to a lot of gear and stuff? Like, do you? That is definitely one of the perks. We work closely with so many fantastic vendors. And vendors, that's a marketing term. Companies, that's what I meant to say. Companies, just companies. And yes, they're generous enough and gracious enough to hand us over some equipment that we can use. And it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed sometimes. It's, I have like, and this is not a brag. This is just simply stating a fact. I have so much golf stuff now that I've had to rent out a locker at Diamond Storage. I wish I was kidding about that.
My gosh.
Yeah. Is that like boyfriend,
go ahead, Gina. He wishes that I would rent out a storage thing, because he's like, we can't contain all of this in our place.
Well, we live in an 800 square foot condo. Right. Yeah. So I need the space, so, but yeah, and it's great to go on these trips. Most of the major companies are located in Carlsbad, California, which is just outside of San Diego. That seems to be kind of like the golfing equipment technology headquarters of the world. So it's pretty cool to go down there and to kind of get a sneak peek at what's coming out in a few months, and kind of get into that firsthand look at it. And is it, how does it look? How does it perform? And usually, we get out on the range with the stuff, or we play around with it while we're down there. And it's pretty cool to get that kind of behind the curtain look. And these companies spend literally tens of millions of dollars in research every year, and their bases of operations are they're out of this world, cutting edge technology, things that you haven't even seen before. And a lot of the times when we go, we have to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, because we can't take pictures of this stuff. We can't even can't even talk about it. We can't even usually say the name of it until it actually comes out. So it's pretty cool. You get that kind of behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, so that's amazing. That's a long-winded way of saying, I got a lot of golf stuff.
Do you mind sharing?
Hold on, I just like to mention, despite having a golf podcast, Nick and I have no extra golf stuff.
Yeah, no. But Hugh, if you're willing to share the address and number of your Diamond locker, like we,
absolutely. The password is
curiosity.
Well, do you guys hit right-handed or left-handed?
I'm a lefty.
Well, we can do both.
Lefty. See, I'm a righty. Yeah. I would love to help you out, but I'm a righty.
Yeah. Are there any shoes in that locker?
There are lots of shoes.
I have a left and a right foot. Both of them.
Good.
Very happy to
set you up with one. Yeah. Okay.
It's so true. Yeah. I was just going to say, Hugh, like you're talking about, media people versus working at Golf Town. Sometimes media people fall into golf, whereas I found, because I worked for Golf Town a little bit, the people who work at Golf Town are already so passionate about golf, and then they get in and they work with Golf Town because of that. And yeah, I found it the same way. I was really impressed with like just how much they knew and how much they understood the game.
It's so true, because you could work in marketing, or you could work in advertising or finance, anywhere. The people who do that here are, first and foremost passionate about the game, and it's contagious, and we'll have like, golf pools, like, for the majors, that kind of stuff. Not that in any way Golf Town condones gambling of any kind. Of course not. But we just have a lot of fun just talking about the game, right? And at the end of the day, that's when you're making an impact. That's when you're enjoying your job, is just when you're just talking about the game, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
How have the last couple, like easing into the job and trying to figure it out, like in the off season, what is it like for you?
There is no off season.
Really? Cool.
There is no off season in golf. Again, that's something that I learned. Oh yeah, what an education. Obviously, when it's summer, people are golfing and people are talking about golf, but come October, November, then the companies, the vendor, I'm going to call them vendors. That's what I'm calling them from now.
That's fine.
The vendors start making plans for the new stuff, not making plans because their plans go back a couple of years. The stuff that's coming out next year has been researched and designed 2 years ago. Right. But yeah, there is no real off season, and especially with everybody traveling now for golf, going on golf vacations in December, January, February. There's always a need for golf equipment, for golf balls, golf clothing, whether it be the shorts in the summertime or the full rain gear in the fall and winter and stuff. So although if it's like raining that hard that you need a huge giant rain jacket and like a muff where you put your hands in, I'm probably not golfing. I'm more a fair weather golfer.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you I have a lot of biases against certain brands.
Okay.
How do you temper that in your role? Like that, because you've got to kind of be open to as many brands as possible and not sort of have bias.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I have the advantage of, not really knowing much about any of the brands before I started talking about them. Right. So I kind of went in eyes wide open. And what I can tell you is that in my short time here, almost 2 years, each vendor, each company kind of has its own personality, and one is much different than the next kind of thing. And I love that. And that trickles down into their product and to the way that they market their product as well. So, I mean, I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but it's really true. No. Because everybody makes great stuff. It's just what great stuff is going to fit you best. And we're big on custom fitting. We have 3 Studio X custom fitting centers in the Toronto area. And what we're always trying to do, well, one of the first questions we'll ask people is, what do you currently play? Okay. So we'll get them to hit with the brand that they play with, and then we'll throw them 3-4 different options. And I find a lot of the time people are, I didn't realize that company X made this driver that maybe suits me a little bit better. So we want people to come into it kind of eyes wide open and willing to try new things. Like I say, everybody makes good stuff. It's just what good stuff works best for you.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool.
It is. It was real education. Like I didn't know about any of this stuff before we started. Yeah. Like I can tell you everything you need to know about spin rate now and descent angle and all of that. Smash factor. I actually know what that is. So
sounds fun.
I won't. Yeah, it's this from a C+ math student. So yeah.
Plus your storage locker knowledge is pretty good too.
It is. It's a 2x5. So it's got enough. It's not very deep though. I'm thinking I might actually have to get something a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah. You're only 2 years in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's it like for you, Hugh? Like sometimes when I step out of the performing aspect of the job, I'm like, oh my God, this is so different. It's a different type of pressure.
Yeah.
but it's taking away a pressure I got so used to feeling.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that. Stepping away from the daily pressures of performance.
That's a great question, because that may have been perhaps the biggest thing I had to come to terms with. When you work in television or you work in radio, you're used to having hourly deadlines. If you're on radio, if you're doing the morning news run or sports run, half hourly deadlines. If you're doing a television show, sports show, it's like you're on at 6 or you're on at 11, and you know every day exactly when you're going to be on. This is a little bit different. We might have a week or 2 or 3 before the piece that you record and edit, gets to air, or in this case, gets to social media. So I had to adjust my pace with the pace of the industry. Now, that's not to say that sometimes things don't move very quickly, because oftentimes they do. But for the most part, that was just the cadence of everything is much, much different in the corporate world than it is in the broadcasting world. So that was probably the biggest adjustment I had to make. But you're absolutely right. It's different. It certainly is very, very different. Yeah.
And also, like, you're used to handling everything, and then I'm sure now you have a lot of people to do a lot of different roles.
Yeah,
like, I will write the script, and then you're gonna do this aspect, and it takes so long, and it's so well thought out. It's almost more pressure sometimes because there's so much build up to the damn thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I was in sports and before that news, I would always sit in on the edit. And like now I don't, I just kind of do it. And our editors are so good. Our camera shooters are so good that they know it, and they know the game so well. They know exactly what it should look like. Just, have the dum-dum say this in front of the camera, and then we'll insert what we have to insert.
Yeah.
So, lens meet, I like to refer to myself as. It's
that's a new one. I've never heard
I never heard that one. Yeah, well, that's an oldie but a goodie. But so just the people who work on that side of the camera in this industry are so good. They know the game inside and out. They know exactly what kind of shots to get. They know what kind of edits to make that's going to result in the piece that you're creating look as good as it possibly can. So but you kind of have to go out and shoot it and kind of brush your hands and hand it over to them and just hope it turns out well. But it always turns out so great. Sometimes I'll look at it and go, wow, that's really good. I mean, me notwithstanding, that's a really good piece. Like, well done. Yeah. Good job, everybody. So, yeah.
And before we get into the par 5 questions, I feel like, sorry, are you're hosting a podcast now?
I am hosting a podcast. Thank you for bringing it up. Actually,
sure.
It's called the Come Out and Play podcast, powered by Golf Town, and it's a little bit different. There are a lot of similarities to what you guys do in that it's a conversation about golf, but it's not about statistics and equipment and
technical parts.
I mean, you can really go into the weeds on that stuff, and there's 100 podcasts that do that already, and quite frankly, they would do it so much better than I ever could. And there are podcasts out there who get all the access to all the big name players and stuff. We've taken a little bit of a different tack with ours. It's just casual conversations with people around the game, sports journalists or musicians or whoever really, who just has a great golf story to tell. And, I think when I was in the sports industry, and then I taught for a little bit as well, I think I used to teach my kids or drive home to my kids was stories, not stats. Like I can look up stats on my phone. Right? Anybody can. Tell me a story. Tell me a story that means something to you, that's personal, that you have a vested interest in. And I think we're still in our infancy. We're only 7-8 episodes in as we're recording this. But we have big plans for it. We're hoping it takes off. But let you guys know it takes a while to grow an audience.
It sure does. So it really does.
I'm leveraging some of my extensive contacts throughout the sports and entertainment industry to bring you the very best of. No, it's like, but it's true. I mean, Jeannie, as you go through And you guys too, as you go through, you become friends with people, or you're a friend of a friend knows this guy. Oh, can you get me his address, his email address, that kind of thing. So it's growing. It's very organic right now. What it is right now will likely be completely different from what it is 6 months from now and a year from now, that kind of thing. So, but it's a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah. You're about to get the bar cart bump, which that extra 4 listeners.
I can't wait.
It's gonna make you so big.
Every listener counts.
Yeah, all of Nick's cousins. All of Nick's cousins will be listening to you very soon.
Yeah. All of my cousins who have never visited Golf Town before are going to go.
Tell them they really should hang out for a while. It's like, but even before I started at Golf Town, I would just go in there. It's like a toy store.
Yeah,
like,
it really is.
Yeah. Just you look around the show, all the bright shiny stuff. That's so nice. I'd love to have that.
Incredible.
I'd love to put that in a storage locker somewhere. Here it is. Okay. But it's fantastic, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. Let's do the par 5.
Okay.
Gina, do you want to sing us in, Gina?
Oh, good luck.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not Monty, but I've seen him golf.
Yes, you have seen him golf. Yeah, firsthand.
Oh, hang on a sec, guys. Hang on. Can we just stop the recording just for a sec? Hi.
Yeah, of course.
I do have a code. Okay. All right. Thanks, Damie. Take care. Live television, folks.
Wow.
Someone just came in and asked if I had a security code to get out of the office.
Good.
Hope it's right, or else I'm staying here all night.
This is going to be a long podcast.
Exactly.
It's too bad Monty's not here. He'd love to hear that code.
Yeah. It's 1111. Damn. No, 1112. No, damn.
Okay.
Hugh, your favorite golf course.
Hold on, Gina hasn't done.
Oh wait, Gina.
Whoa.
No,
sorry.
Let's hear this.
I apologize.
My God, it's pure gold. I don't know why we're skipping over it here. I golfed with Monty.
Yeah.
On a par 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw him not get a par on the par 5.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow.
Very good.
I don't know.
Excellent.
I'll work on it. We'll see.
That's 17 years of broadcast experience.
It is.
Yeah, right there.
It was so natural and it was amazing. It was so good.
Thank you guys.
Hugh, number one question, your very favorite golf course.
Wow. Okay. Anywhere that will let me on for free. No, I'm kidding. No. Well, hey, it's like when I worked in media and always got on free. Now that I'm working for Golf Town, we don't do that. I'm more than willing to pay. Favorite golf course, pretty hard to beat in the Toronto area for me anyways, pretty hard to beat the TPC courses.
Oh
yeah. And my favorite one of those is the TPC North. I like is generous fairways, to a point. I'm not big on links courses, but I do like the parkland courses as long as they have giant fairways. So
sure.
So around here, maybe TPC North, but I'm in Vegas like all the time because it's my absolute favorite place to go. And I've been lucky enough to golf a bunch down there. So Paiute, which is just outside of Vegas, about 15, 20 minutes outside of Vegas. It's fantastic. There's 3 courses there, Sun Mountain and Wolf. They're all amazing. Anything in Vegas, actually. But the one that I want to play the most that I haven't been able to because I can't afford it is Shadow Creek. Remember they had the match there in Vegas?
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's in the middle of the desert, and it looks like, it looks like a parkland course. It's if you see it from the air, it's like desert, pine trees and grass, desert. So yeah, I'd love to play there, but I think it's like $600,000, $700,000, $800,000.
Is that something you would pay?
Too much.
Like, what's your threshold?
Depends how well I do at the tables, I guess. The most I've ever paid for golf, I think, was maybe a couple $100. I can't see myself paying more than that. And that's one thing that golf has to address too is the price of golf. We want more people to play. That's great, but we've got to make it accessible for people to play. And $300, $400, $500 rounds. I don't know, but there are people out there who will pay, right? Just not me.
Sure.
Not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Are there cheap courses in Vegas?
Well, I mean, you used to be able to get on places like Las Vegas National, where Tiger Woods won his first professional tournament. I remember playing that for the first time. I think it was like $65. Now it's 100, because everything's gone up, right? Now
Right.
like the average price in Vegas is probably like 130, 140 bucks US. But you know, you're in Vegas, you're on vacation. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Question 2, you can put together your ideal foursome with a caveat: no PGA, LPGA, or live players, or we should also say European tour players, because out on that recently.
And anyone alive European tour players.
Yeah, anyone alive or dead is welcome.
All the French.
So, who's rounding out your foursome?
Well, I probably wouldn't want to play with any dead people, because that would really affect pace of play. So
and morale.
Golf, exactly. Golf is slow enough as it is. We don't need those dead people.
I'm pretty sure if dead people are coming back to play golf with you, morale's pretty high.
Yeah, exactly. Or we've got bigger issues than just pace of play.
It could be worse. They could be eating our brains.
Yeah, I can only imagine my father showed up at the golf course. I'm like, you know what? You've been dead since 1997. Yeah. You're killing my morale right now.
Exactly. Are those zombies hitting into us back there? I don't know. Okay. I've actually thought about this.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, usually I approach things by not thinking about them at all. I just do them. Like my golf swing. Just get up there and hit it. I think Bill Burr would be a guy I'd want to golf with. I think he's hilarious. I think we're both kind of cranky in a way sometimes. I'd love to golf with him. I just mentioned Vegas. I'm a big poker player. I love playing poker. So I would love to play with Daniel Negreanu. Good Toronto kid who does play a lot of golf.
Yes.
So I would love to play with Bill Burr, Daniel Negreanu, and last, certainly not least, Charles Barkley. Chuck.
Wow.
Who wouldn't want to spend 4 or 5 hours with Chuck, right? Like he's worked on his swing. I saw a video of his swing yesterday. It looks good. Like it looks good. It's not the whole herky-jerky pause.
I'm kind of sad.
Yeah,
I don't want it to look good.
But I think with him, the thing is he's not a bad golfer. It's just when there's cameras on him, he gets nervous, and then the swing falls apart.
Sure, and that's understandable.
Yeah,
I remember a bunch of years back, we were doing a charity tournament at Magna, and I was playing with Bob Weeks, whom I love, who's just a fantastic human being, Corey Warren from TSN, and Jeff Brook, and it was at Magna, and if you won your 9-hole, not only did you get a free set of irons from TaylorMade, but you also got to hit Sergio Garcia's tee shot for his match play game with David Toms. David Toms and Sergio Garcia were there, as a corporate event. So you talk about pressure. So we won our 9. No thanks to me or Weeks. Hell's he doing? But Corey Warren is an outstanding golfer. I don't know if you knew that, but he's amazing. So we win our 9, and then we get the tee off for Sergio Garcia, and there's literally like 1,000 people standing around the tee block. So we're all laughing. Then you get up there and you go, "Oh my God, there's 1,000 people around the tee block watching me hit." I swung at this thing like I'd never picked up a golf club in my life. It went about 50 yards down the fairway and about 100 yards in the air. It's like sky marks all over the driver, and Sergio just kind of chuckled and said, "Yeah, we can use that." So yeah, I understand about Charles Barkley being intimidated by people watching him swing a golf club, because I've been there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, and the amount of money he would lose to Negreanu in that round, just gambling.
Do you think there might be a few bets back and forth?
One or two. Yeah,
it would be great just to watch those guys go at each other.
A few bets and Bill Burr just heckling them like crazy.
And I would just be taking it all in. Absolutely.
That's great.
I can't picture Bill Burr on the golf course. I'm having trouble.
Oh, he plays.
Yeah, a bit of a hacker, but that's okay. So am I.
We have friends in common, so there is a dream that I call in some favors with. A very close friend is a very close friend of his.
Oh, very nice.
I've been holding in this favor for a while.
Interesting.
My goal is to get us over 14 listeners an episode, and then once we do that, Bill Burr is here.
This is going to push you over the top. I guarantee. Yeah. This will push you over the top. This one.
I think so.
Actually, on that note, Hugh, like the most besides Bob Weeks, the most famous person you've played a round of golf with?
Oh wow! Oh, that's a great question. I didn't think about this one. Wow. Okay. He's not like uber famous, but he is in Canada. I golfed one time with Walter Gretzky.
Oh wow!
Bless his heart.
Wow.
Just like everyone's hockey dad. Just he was as nice a man as everyone said he was. But the funny thing about Walter is that like he'll hit a shot and then he'll disappear off the tee block. It's like, where'd Wally go? He's looking for balls. He's a ball hawk. Like he'll go around a golf and he'll find like 100 golf balls. But what he does is he cleans them up and he gets Wayne to sign them, which is kind of cool. Wow. It's just kind of cool. Damn. But you talk about pace of play. With Wally, it was never fast. It was going to be what it was, right? And there was one other time. Who else did I golf with? I golfed with like a professional bowler, John Williams. This was years and years and years ago, a professional bowler, right? And then until he told me that he made like $3.5 million the year before. I was like, great. Okay. Who knew?
Did you ask for that information or he just told you?
Well, I
asked Gina all the time what she makes and she refused to tell me.
Too many zeros.
Too many to count.
Well, no, I think I framed the question like, can you make a pretty good living as a professional bowler? And he's like, 3.5 last year. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Yeah.
You're
so
like,
I guess you can.
Yeah.
No, 3.5 million.
Yeah, he clarified the million part, right?
Yeah. He wasn't
I got 3.5 free games last year.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. But he's not shooting 130 on the bowling alley like I am. Like great.
That guy's storage locker just filled with cash.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 3,500. Was he a Canadian comedian?
Exactly. Oh, boom. There it is. Boom. Shots fired.
Question number 3, Hugh. Hot summer day. The bar cart comes around. What are you ordering from the bar cart?
I ain't fancy. Just give me an ice cold beer. Light beer.
Yeah.
I'm not a beer snob. Like just anything as long as it's light, but it has to be cold. Like it has. You got to pull that thing out of the ice. Like the ice and water has to be dripping off of it. You know, I'm not into like the room temperature beer at all. So it has to be that. Or you know, if I am feeling fancy, which I ain't. Like I said, I previously stated that. Maybe a Caesar, like a nice spicy Caesar.
Very nice. On ice, I imagine.
Of course, absolutely. It's like breakfast in a glass.
I just got to play with Gina for the first time ever this past weekend, and she never had a sandbagger before. So I bought her first sandbagger.
I don't know what that is. Is it good? What's in it? What's in a sandbagger?
What was it? It was
I don't know.
Gin.
Yeah, I think gin and lemon
it was like a
and a little soda.
Cocktail.
Yeah,
canned cocktail.
And
I like how
here's a can of gin for you.
Yeah, I like how he asked you what's in that, and Nick just stared off. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Left, right, and center doesn't even know what it is.
Well, after you have a few of them, it doesn't really matter what's in it.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I will say, like, the whole uptick in canned cocktails has been kind of interesting. It's like I don't think to get them because it's not sort of a classic thing to get.
And a lot of them are being marketed now, like specifically to golf, like a lot of the funny names and stuff. It's great. Yeah.
I think it's so fun.
Well done marketing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, vendors.
Yes, way to go, vendors.
Look at the triple bogey guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sure, exactly. Yeah. Hugh, either question number 4, either the angriest you've ever seen someone on a golf course, or how do you keep from losing it? I kind of feel like you've got a fairly positive relationship with golf.
I do now. I'm almost ashamed to say that I was not fully that guy, but I was kind of that guy for a little while, because like a lot of dudes, we think we're so much better than we really are, right? And like at any sport, right? I was a half decent athlete in high school, so you pick up golf, or you start to play golf, and you want to be good right away, right? But here's the thing about golf: it doesn't care.
Yeah.
Golf doesn't care what kind of athlete you are. Like I've seen golf humble a lot of really good athletes. I've seen NFL players try to hit a golf ball and it looks like they're falling down the stairs. Like that's how awkward it is. So golf doesn't care about that kind of thing. And golf's not a try harder sport. Like hockey, you can try harder. You can skate faster. You can hit a guy a little tougher. You can dig down deep for that physicality. The second you start to do that in golf, that's when your game goes even more sideways. Right? So you can't do that. So I had to get my head around that. I would never like throw a club or break a club, but I would just be miserable, and which always made for some really uncomfortable rides home after the round. If you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
So you know what I mean. You get that look, that kind of like where she's looking at you like. Shaking her head. And so, so to avoid that, I just changed. It's like, I realize, I suck. Just go out and play. Just go out and have fun with your friends. Oh, you didn't make the 35-foot putt. Well, newsflash. You're not a PGA player. That's why.
Sure.
Or expectations.
Exactly. Because everybody wants to be good, right? Nobody wants to look like they don't know what they're doing. But again, golf doesn't care. So just go out, treat it as it is. You hit one into the woods, laugh, tee up another one, buy some balls at Golf Town.
I don't want to argue what you're saying, but there was one time Gina and I were having a match. I was down 2 strokes, 17th tee. I body checked her so hard. 1 by 3.
Well, she got to keep her head up.
Couldn't come back after that. I'm digging down deep, and I just came up, caught her. Elbow. It was a bit of a headshot, not gonna lie. But...
Although I am fully behind the concept of body contact in golf for guys who take too long to hit the damn ball. Like you should get like 10 seconds on the tee block or on the green to hit your shot, and if not, after that, the other three people in your foursome have carte blanche to run at you as hard as they can. If you can't hit a ball in 10 seconds, get out of the way.
Or how about this? I was telling Nick this today. I was playing with a buddy of mine last week. We got paired up with 2 other guys, nice guys, having a nice round. And then around the 14th tee, one of them just starts talking politics. And surprisingly, it brings up someone that we would never enjoy. And my friend and I just lost it. And it's almost like he's trying to play mind tricks with us. He's
trying to get on your skin.
We were done.
Maybe
competitive. He was way better than us. There was no competition. I was shaking. I was literally standing on the tee shaking. I was so angry at what he just said. And I was like, why did everybody bring up politics?
Never talk politics. Well, at any time, really, but never talk politics on the golf course. That's terrible.
Anyway, after that, I hit Gina so hard. And...
Again, keep your head up out there, Gina.
Gina.
Great.
Head on the swivel, Gina.
I always just live tweet it, and then he gets canceled. It's very simple. It's very easy. Very easy. You know what's funny though is I played with Nick on the weekend, and I had the worst round ever, like truly so bad. And I threw my club. And then I thought back to when they asked me, had I ever thrown my club? This was like, and I was like, oh my God. And I turned to Jeff, my partner, and I was like, it just happened. I threw my club. I've never done that before. And then I was like, I guess like I'm just like really pissed off at how this is going. And then I get in the golf cart and I start driving really aggressively, which I do anyway.
Sure.
But I'm like tearing around. And Jeff's like, what is going on? I'm like, it's helping.
Road rage.
That was my first time, like road rage on the golf course.
Did you throw the club, or did you do you swing it and then you drop it out of your backstroke? Like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because I've done that a lot. Yeah,
I did like a frisbee throw.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually, it was separate. It was separate then from the swing. It was after the fact. Just like,
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like Nick didn't even notice. Did you notice, Nick?
I didn't. I mean, I was a few sandbaggers in, so which I don't even know what are in those. So,
I told him right away though. I ran over and I said, "Guess what?"
Now you know it's bad when the club you've just thrown goes further than the ball, though. So.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not that hard a lot of the time.
Last question, Hugh. Your favorite golf moment. So this could be either something you've experienced or something you witnessed on TV.
Wow. I wish I could say it was the time that I hit that hole in one and that par 3 185-yard hole.
What?
but I'd be lying. I've never had a
I was about to say, so. I could tell it wasn't because
I haven't even, to be honest, I haven't even been close to a hole in one. Like like maybe 3-4 feet, but that's not close. I can still three putt.
Sandbagger.
I can still 3-putt from 4 feet. Believe me. So I've never had a hole in one. But I think the moment that stands out to me was, and as someone who covered sports for such a long time, was probably Tiger winning in 2019, because the odds were stacked against him. So many people a lot of people weren't sure what he had left or if he could ever win a major again. And he sunk that final putt to win it. It was unlike anything I've ever seen in sports. There's seminal moments in sports, and that's one of them for sure. And it's like, if you get a little teared up, watching that, and to see his kids come out who'd never really, seen him on YouTube or whatever, but they'd never seen their dad win a green jacket live, and for the kids to come out and to see that and share that was pretty special. I'm a
nerd, like I'm a golf nerd, and that 6-hour broadcast is on YouTube. You can go watch that. I think I've mentioned that on this podcast, but like when he rounds 9, he's nowhere near the lead. Like you don't think he's going to win. He's very, very far off, and it happens really, really quickly around the corner when he starts to like make that turn. But it's unbelievable. If you're a nerd and you have 5 hours to watch, I highly recommend watching it. It's
well, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe fast forward through it a little bit just to get to the good parts. Of course, it helps with Molinari. rinses one, so that helps. 12, but it was just for those few hours, we saw Tiger right at the very top again. And say what you want about Tiger and as a human being or whatever, and everyone has their opinion. As a golfer, nobody was more compelling than Tiger Woods when he was at the top of his game. There were times in the early 2000s where Tiger would be playing in a tournament, and if you were betting and it said Tiger or the field, you'd have to think about that. Like you really would. It's like, am I going to bet on Tiger or any of the other 150 guys?
Yeah, right.
I think I might still take Tiger. So that's how dominant he was. And when, again, like I said, I taught up and coming, broadcast journalists who ended up, taking my job, but that's a whole other podcast. But
nice to see you again, Gina.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever. How you doing, Gina? But they knew who Tiger Woods was, right? Everybody knows who he is, but they had never lived in the moment with Tiger, where he was like the golfer on planet Earth, and for them to see that was kind of cool too. They come in on the Monday and we just talk about that and just what that meant.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was really neat, but nothing personally, because again, I suck. So there's no I got chased by a fox once at Wooden Sticks. That was kind of
better than anything Tiger ever did. What are we not talking about this?
Bet you Tiger's never been chased by a fox.
Wait, you outran a fox?
Well, I jumped in the cart.
You're still here.
We're at Wooden Sticks, right? And there's that I think it's the replica hole of number 12 at Augusta, I think. I don't know, whatever. But there's a fox, so we start like throwing down like little pieces of bread from like the hot dog and stuff, and
you're not supposed to feed the wildlife.
Yeah, thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling me now. So we go on to the green, finish a putt.
She learned that at your broadcasting school.
She should have. And then you get back in the cart and you look down and there's this fox like 5 feet away. It's like, start the car.
Jesus. Wow.
So it might have been a rabbit. I don't know.
You're here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here to tell the story. But
talk about the podcast again.
The podcast is called Come Out and Play, presented by Golf Town. It's just a casual chat about golf, have a few laughs, tell some stories. It's on, comes out about once every 2 weeks. We have a new episode, and you can find it in all the usual podcast places.
Amazing.
There you go.
This was so great, man.
We'll put a link to that on our social media. Right?
Thank you very much. I'd appreciate it.
Of course we will. Yeah. Such an honor to meet you, man. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
And really thank you very much for doing
it took a while, but it was well worth it. Fantastic episode.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got together and we made it happen. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Yeah,
and
nice
all the
to
best
meet
with
you,
Golf
Hugh.
Town.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
That was Hugh Burrill. What a great episode. That was so much fun. We miss Monty, but you know, if he was here in spirit, he'd still be drunk. So you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, to be clear, he went to a Jays game with you guys.
Yeah.
Not knowing you guys would be there.
Correct.
Already telling you he couldn't make the podcast
because he
quite
knew
he was too busy.
He knew he'd be too drunk.
Yeah, but he told us he was too busy, just too busy.
Yeah.
He didn't say the reason.
That's right.
That's
I'm just too busy this week. I can't. And the funny thing is, we had two options to do it tonight or do it tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning, I'm going golfing with Monty, so he couldn't do tomorrow morning. And it's almost like he didn't know he was going golfing with me tomorrow morning. He's just like, I'm too busy Friday morning too. I'm like, you idiot! I'm the one who's driving you to golf tomorrow morning.
I love it. It's so funny.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh my god! Wow.
I hopefully we'll have future rounds. Gina, you haven't quit the game entirely. We're gonna play again.
No
okay,
way.
good. Excellent.
I've played so many rounds terribly in my life that I can't use it as a reason to quit. Because I never have. But I will say, remember last episode? I think it was the last episode where I was like, wow, listening to you guys, I'm so glad I learned golf later in life because I enjoyed an upwards trajectory. And it really felt like the start of this season was the first time I went, wait, I'm not starting where I left off, or I'm not better. You know what I mean? Like, and but I think that's just golf. That's just golf.
It is. You've got a great swing. You just have to. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You've got excellent mechanics, if I can say that. And you know, it's a head thing. It's a mental thing, I think.
Yeah. I'm sick in the head.
That's not exactly what I was saying, but.
It's because Daryl hit me so many times.
Well, look, the concussion alone.
Had to win.
You can check out Hugh's podcast. It's called Come Out and Play, anywhere you get podcasts, and keep listening to this podcast and rate and review and share it and all that stuff. We're doing it.
And can I say, if anybody's still listening to this, June 10th, Comedy Bar Danforth.
Hey, that'd be great.
7 p.m. Come get your picture taken with Gina. She'll be selling my merch out front.
Is your merch pictures with Gina?
What?
I didn't run this by her yet. Oh, did you forget? Did that last concussion on the golf course? You forgot all about this?
Jeez.
It's just a headshot of Gina with "Up the Creek" on the bottom.
And Pascal Perez.
We're just
mess.
Burying
anyway,
this joke into the ground. Yes, please.
Comedy Bar Danforth, June 10th, 7 p.m. Look it up on their website or go look at my social media and you can find it. Tickets are $20, but if you buy them by June 5th, you can get them for $15. So bring 40 friends.
Ooh.
And you'll make $200.
Don't do the math on that, anyone. Just trust them.
Is that not true?
Trust the math.
You bought 40 tickets and you brought 40 friends and you charge them $20, don't you make $200? I suppose so.
Yeah, you're just creating a secondary market though, for whatever reason. I got
no problem with them.
Why are you doing this?
Shit. Yeah, well, no, I mean we only have like 40 tickets left, but I want you to fill it, guys. Let's do this.
Thanks for listening. Come to Daryl's show and play well with it.
Let's go Pittsburgh Penguins. Bye, everybody.
That was what the late Henry Longhurst used to call the tradesman's entrance. Now, you know, it doesn't count as the tradesman's entrance if it goes in the side. It only goes in the back.